Welcome. We got a bit of a quick one today with this month's installment of the Monthly Money Saver. Make sure you're getting the best deal you can on your home internet. I'll go through the common connection types, a way to figure out how much bandwidth you'll need, and my experience with changing over internet providers. It's relatively painless and you can save yourself some serious money per month, so stay tuned. Okay, let's talk about types of connections for a moment. If you're in Australia, you can check your address on the nbnco.com.au website, and this will tell you what type of connection is currently in place. This is the easiest way to determine it. Telcos will also have this on their website, as certain speeds will only be available to certain connections. The best would be fiber to the premises, which means optical fiber cables run all the way from where the internet exchange is to your street and to your home. Fiber to the node or fiber to the curb means you have fiber usually up onto your street, but then it's using the old copper cabling from the street to your home. Fiber to the building is what you likely have if you live in an apartment complex. Hybrid fiber coaxial or HFC is what is used for Foxtel connections for the past few decades. This can also be used to pass through your internet signal. Similar to a fiber optic cable, it's also one of the fastest connection types, along with fiber to the premises. There's also fixed wireless, which uses satellites and cell towers to pass along a wireless signal, usually in remote areas where the cabling infrastructure hasn't yet been set up or isn't feasible to do. Let's talk about how much bandwidth you might need. So plans generally range from 25 megabits per second to 50 megabits per second to 100 megabits per second, and some providers offering up to 250 or even 1000 megabits per second, also known as gigabit internet. You'll need to know how many users and devices you have using the internet simultaneously, and what for, i.e. a family of 5 consisting of 2 adults and 3 teens might have high internet usage due to the teens streaming Netflix or 4K YouTube videos and maybe even online gaming, whilst the adults at the same time are streaming Amazon Prime or something similar. It might be that the parents don't actually use the internet that much. They just use their phones to browse social media and website. It could be that the teens use iPads or laptops, reducing the consumption from 4K to 1080p in most of those streaming scenarios. A general rule of thumb is about 10 to 25 megabits per person. You definitely would prefer to have more bandwidth rather than less, because buffering videos is the greatest bane of the 21st century person's existence. Online gaming lag is rage-inducing, and waiting for social media apps to load might actually get you off your phone. Other than that last one, you definitely want to have sufficient bandwidth. As circumstances vary, generally a 50 megabit or 100 megabit plan would serve most households well. If you're opting for 100 megabits or higher, you'll need to make sure your devices are compatible to even take that much bandwidth, let alone also have the connection to support 100 megabits coming from the provider. If you're using older devices, this is where an issue in your internal network might lie. If your device is very far away from your Wi-Fi router, you might need to use a slower frequency. Therefore, you can't get the best speed. You probably won't find this out though until you run a speed test, but you also might not even notice if you're used to slower internet, or you don't stream in high quality, or you don't download large files very often. Pick a rough bandwidth and then search for plans on offer. Once you've signed up for a plan, your provider will let you move up or down, generally with ease. A lot will offer a discount for the first 6 months, some even 12 months. It's a bit of a hassle to change internet every 6 months, but I think it's worth doing every year at least to continue getting these discounts. Shop around. In my circumstance, I was with AGL, the energy company, because they advised $20 per month off my plan as for the first 12 months, and an additional $15 off per month because I was an energy customer. After the 12 months though, my plan went from $70 to $90 as expected. So I shopped around, then got in my head about how long it might take to change plans and any issues, cutover times. Who can't live without internet nowadays, especially when your TV is a smart TV and you haven't used an aerial-based TV for years? I shopped around for NBN 100 megabit plans, as I was on this and can receive this via HFC technology. I probably don't need the 100, but I'd rather have more than have less. My place had Foxtel cables set up at some point in time, so I can use these cables for NBN internet. And it's, like I said before, it's almost the best technology other than having direct fiber optic cables running into your building. So I completed the checkout page and shortly thereafter received an email to set up my Dodo account and advised it might take an hour to change service. My Wi-Fi started having issues, so I knew the transfer was immediately underway. Within about 30 to 60 minutes of doing other stuff on my phone via mobile data, I saw my service was active on my account page and I received an email to advise my transfer has been complete. However, as I used my own modem, I wasn't too sold that I was using my new service. They sent me some PPPoE details in an email and I was able to update this on my home router. If you're opting for a router that the ISP provides, this will be pre-configured in most cases, but you'll obviously have to wait a few days for it to actually arrive in the mail. Much like a physical SIM card if you've watched my video on changing mobile plans and you didn't opt for an eSIM. After entering in the new account details so my router knows which service provider to use, my internet is working, meaning I've effectively changed over. Now I need to cancel my previous internet plan, and this is important. Providers might advise each other that they are your new NBN provider now, because you're using the same NBN box, but the old provider will keep charging you until you cancel the service because it's technically operable and connected. I have to do this via phone call or live chat, unfortunately, but at least the setup was very painless. The cancellation process via live chat actually wasn't too bad and didn't take too long. So to summarize, I'm now saving $20 a month on my internet plan again. Yes, I'm technically paying what I was paying last year, but if I didn't change to a better deal, then I would have $240 less at the end of the year. Seeing that Dodo does a discount for bundling electricity with home internet, and that their electricity charges are lower than my current ones, I'm actually looking into that as a way to save more money in a future video. If you're keen for more ways the everyday person can save money with a bit of diligence, then please subscribe. I release the monthly Money Saver videos around the middle of the month, and I've got 8 more in store for the year. If you want to check out the other monthly Money Saver videos, here's the playlist. Bye for now. Remember to up your life.